Hi, my name's Leo and I'm a boat builder and a sailor. A few years ago I bought a very old and quite famous wooden sailing boat for the price of $1. And since then I've rebuilt that boat from the keel up with the help of a lot of amazing people. Now we're actually sailing tally-ho and we're in the middle of our first big voyage around Vancouver Island and Haida Gwaii. And in this video we're going to pick up where we left off a couple of videos ago as we crossed the Hecate Strait and arrived in the islands of Haida Gwaii. And we arrive in an area called Guay, Haanas, which is a National Park Reserve, a National Marine Conservation Area Reserve, and a Haida Heritage Site. So it's a very, very special place, and there were some restrictions on what we could film, and we weren't allowed to use drones and so on. But we came here to see Haida Gwaii and see the culture and the nature, and that was a really big attraction for me, and that's what we're going to be trying to portray a little bit in this video. So it's going to be less about sailing the boat and the work that we do. There'll be a lot more of that later on, but this video we're going to be talking about Haida Gwaii and the people we met there and the experiences we had. So we just got up, we just spent our first night at anchor in a small bay at the south end of Haida Gwaii, and coming in last night was really special. It felt really magical somehow. Now, we did have a little bit of an issue yesterday. We normally rely on Starlink for our internet, which is a satellite dish basically, and as we were crossing the Hecate Strait yesterday, it stopped working, at first intermittently and then for good.
What are you most concerned about? Releasing a video or weather data?
I'm more concerned about having system support if anything goes awry.
Mm-hmm. So the title of this video is Marooned on Haida Gwaii. Starlink disaster.
Starlink disaster. Forced to skinny dip? Question mark.
Send spam and beans. You're marooned.
Forced to break into the plain digestive biscuits.
In some ways, it's really nice. Like, that's sort of what I've been wishing for. Mm-hmm. Ironically. Yeah, how cool, how like magical and special that we're gonna be. That like the Starlink just comes within range of Haida Gwaii and it's like,
yeah.
Like, Haida Gwaii's like, nope.
Yeah. It's
keep that shit out of here.
Yeah.
Now that's a little bit of an issue because we have been relying on it to stay in touch with people and to get up-to-date weather forecasts, and also for systems support as we're still kind of getting things broken in. But it's not a safety issue so much at the moment, but more a convenience one. So we've just anchored at a very small, very remote island at the very southwestern tip of the Haida Gwaii Islands. It's completely exposed to the open Pacific Ocean and had quite a bit of swell as we came around into this anchorage. And it's the location of a very special traditional First Nations village called Skung. We have been given permission to go ashore and see the village, which is a great honor and very exciting. So it now seems like a good time to give a little bit of context about where we are. Haida Gwaii is an archipelago of islands roughly 50 miles off the North Pacific coast of Canada. And starting with some ancient history, the last ice age receded from these islands 2,000 years before the rest of BC, leading to a unique biocultural zone with unique plants and animals. So people call these islands the Galapagos of the North. Now it's believed that some of the very first North Americans passed through and settled in this area, but in any case the Haida people have lived here continuously for over 13,000 years.
So I'm Paul Roseng. My Haida name is Iwaji Ikhlina, which means wolf man. I'm a Haida Gwaii watchman in this beautiful site of Skung, Guay. Our role here is to protect the island, you know what I mean, to preserve as much as we can and to protect it from people, from vandalism. Not everybody's born with common sense. This is our origin place, very, very sacred to us Haidas. Bear's natural laxative.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's why they eat it in the spring.
Oh.
When it's first coming up. It's got that big orange flower on it. So they eat it, and you know what I mean, after hibernating all winter, it definitely cleans them out.
Needs to get things
Oh
moving.
yeah, it's definitely moving. So if you guys come over this way a bit more, take a look underneath. See that big mouth? There's that big eye.
Oh yeah. The Haida people are historically formidable seafarers, fierce warriors, respected traders, and very skilled artisans. They would navigate their huge war canoes across the Hecate Strait to fight battles with other tribes and often take prisoners and slaves back to Haida Gwaii, where they would be protected from invasion and retribution by the challenging and fierce waters that surround the islands. In other cases, they would trade with other tribes, sometimes as far away as the area we now call California.
The site we're at here had 17 longhouses in total. If you look up on the top there, we got house 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way over to house 12. 17 totem poles in total here, all mortuary poles, which would have housed remains at the top. Chiefs' remains, nobody else was put in there but chiefs.
Wow.
But to do this kind of work,
But they were doing this without metal tools.
and no
insane.
nails, no nothing holding that together. It's all done by its weight. And then mortise and tongue and groove.
Wow.
So these gable ends go through, they're tapered. They push through, this one pushes through, and they only go so far because they're tapered.
Yeah.
And then you lift these up and they're tongue in the groove and they drop in and they're locked.
It's incredible to think of people doing that kind of joinery, even with hand tools, but with non-metal tools.
Stone and shell and bone tools, yeah. Pretty
wild.
impressive.
Now the Haida are really quite incredible woodworkers, as you'll see. Their carvings are some of the most impressive and distinctive in the world, and their social structure is based on matriarchy and on the idea of wealth being measured by how much you give away.
So they look pretty and they're decorated and stuff, but they did serve a purpose. Some of them are story poles and then some of them are like a house address.
Oh yeah.
So I'm coming in on a canoe, so I'm looking at that bottom crest. That's who owns it. So it's either an eagle or a raven or a killer whale or a bear. So those are our main crests. So normally back in the day I wouldn't even have to identify myself. I don't tell you who I am. You guys just look at my arms and I could tell you where I'm from and who I am. That's my wife, that's me, that's my granddaughter. The chiefs are looking pretty with their big headdresses on.
Right.
When they're finished done talking, the first thing they do is look behind them to talk to a matriarch.
Not that much has changed.
Yeah, exactly. I know who's boss in my house. It ain't me.
Now, in slightly more recent history, contact with Europeans was really devastating for the Haida people. Unfamiliar diseases, which were introduced both accidentally and intentionally, decimated the population from around 30,000 people all the way down to only 350 surviving Haida people in the early 1900s. Around this time, survivors were banned from performing their cultural practices, from speaking their own language, and children were taken away and put into residential schools.
Imagine
amazing.
doing that with bone, stone, and shell. And then you're probably using mud shark or dogfish skin for sandpaper.
In more recent times, Haida culture and population has seen a great resurgence, and a great deal of work has been done to recover traditional knowledge and language from few remaining elders. This year, 2024, in a deal that is the first of its kind in Canada, the BC government transferred the title of the island back to the Haida Nation.
So the box, this is where the house houses the remains. We put a Benwood box in there, and then we put that plaque over the front, and then we put a big lid on top.
Huh. And then the remains, they're inside?
They're all bones. It's no,
Yeah.
there's no body or anything like that.
Yeah.
So this is all done a year later. The big chiefs obviously get put up in these totem poles. So we do believe our chiefs are here until those poles hit the ground.
Wow.
So you know what I mean?
Well, Paul, thank you so much for talking to me for so long and showing us around so
Definitely
graciously.
a pleasure, you guys.
It's a real honour. So after our really awe-inspiring visit to Skung, the ancient Haida village, we continued to explore Guay, Haanas, and what we found was amazing. Just so many incredibly beautiful landscapes, deserted anchorages, beautiful beaches, nature, wildlife. It felt really special to be there, and even more special because we were so disconnected from the rest of the world, with no internet, no mobile phone service, no way actually of communicating with the outside world, and we didn't see really any other boats during this part of the trip. We saw thousands of salmon jumping out of the water and swimming upstream to spawn. We saw a lot of whales and eagles and a sign of bears, although we didn't actually see any bears. We did some really great sailing, although we didn't really film that. Mara started fishing and crabbing with some considerable success. And then we visited a really special area, which is a narrow channel between two islands where there's some of the highest concentration of marine life in the whole world.
Look at
Wow, that is
Whoa, what is it?
I don't know. I didn't expect to get a fish. I really didn't think I was going to get a fish.
What are you talking about? I expected you to get a fish. Just set him on the deck.
Okay. Set him on deck. Check.
He's beautiful.
He won't leave.
Right?
Wow.
Oh, Jesus, he's all covered in dangerous parts. He's just beautiful.
What a creature.
All right, I'm gonna toss him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn, look at him go. Zoo! Whee!
Mara, did you catch your first fish?
Yeah.
All right, one down.
Tell us about it.
Well, I just threw that buzz bomb in the water.
Just toss that freaking buzz bomb
I,
and let it.
Let it hit the bottom, jigged twice, and was like, I got something.
Oh!
Okay, so these are red rock crabs. How big do they need to be? Canada. Oh yeah, these guys are totally big enough. Whoop!
Heyo.
Oh God.
That's a dude. So Mara, what happened? Are we allowed to keep these crab?
Yeah, so we measured. I got a license. We checked the rules and regulations. They're all male. They're all of size. But this one's the smallest of the four. So we're thinking of trying to put him back if
Also-
he'll ever let go of the sheet. Don't let him grab that other one.
And sing him a little song while he's there.
Little crab.
Bob, how's it look, dude?
It does not look bad.
No?
It's looking, I'd say, good.
There's a skip, huh? Dude, nice.
What do we got? Giant mussels, little baby crab, medium-sized crab, spider crab, anemones,
5 types of starfish,
sea cucumber, worms,
all the types of barnacles,
Sea lion.
little fish, moon snails, a bunch of types of snails,
jellyfish,
limpets, chitons, all the usual tide pool stuff, plus.
plus many more. Oh, look at this. A mussel and a mussel. The Russian nesting mussel.
The Haida people apparently use these mussels for blades for their adzes, hand axes, for cutting into cedar trees and carving.
My turf. Hell no.
Whatever this is, it's too big.
Sorry, bud.
So we're motoring north, and the last week and a half or so has just been incredible. We've not had any internet, and that has actually been so nice. It's been so good to not be connected and just to be so engaged with our environment, really enjoying these beautiful anchorages where we've been fishing, exploring, hiking, swimming, and just enjoying some of the most beautiful remote scenery I've ever seen. And we've only seen a couple of boats in the whole time we've been here. Now we're motoring through the night tonight because, as you can see, it's glassy, flat, calm right now. But tomorrow we're going to get a fairly strong northwesterly come through, and tomorrow we'll be in town and we can restock and figure out what our next moves are. But until then, thanks a lot for watching, and a massive thank you to everyone who has donated or otherwise supported this project. It does make a huge difference. It means we're able to keep on doing this work, it means we're able to keep on making these videos, and it means we're able to keep on running this boat. So I really, really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.